Hello and welcome. In this video tutorial, I'm going to update the Pacific Trails Resort website using the existing Pacific Trails website files from Chapter 7 as my starting point to create a new version of the website. You will want to work through all of the hands-on practice examples in this chapter to add to your skill set knowledge. In this chapter's case study, we will create a new version of the website that utilizes media queries to configure display for mobile devices. Figure 8.34 displays wireframes with our new layout requirements for a desktop browser, a typical tablet screen, and a typical smartphone screen display. First, I'm going to create a Chapter 8 folder in brackets. I'm going to right-click in the dark area on the left side of my screen and create a new folder and name it Chapter 8. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to go to my desktop, my CIS 152, my Chapter 7. I'm going to right-click and I'm going to copy this folder, go to my Chapter 8 folder, right-click, and paste. I'm going to open this folder and I'm just going to rename this to CH8 Pacific and select Enter. And I'm going to close this, go back to brackets, right-click, and refresh my file tree. I'm going to open my Chapter 8 folder and my Chapter 8 Pacific. I'm going to go ahead and begin with my Pacific CSS file, and I'm going to double-click and open that file. Let's begin by updating the Pacific CSS file to include media queries and styles needed for appropriate desktop, tablet, and smartphone display. The most basic way to provide for backward compatibility of HTML with older, outdated browsers is to configure block display with CSS. On line 4, I'm going to add the following rule to configure most older browsers to render HTML5 block display elements as expected. This technique will work well in browsers including Internet Explorer 9 and later versions. I'm going to create new styles. One is going to be called Mobile ID and the other one is going to be Desktop ID. So I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to put pound mobile display none. We will apply this ID when we edit the index.html file. I'm going to add one more. It's going to be an ID and it's going to be desktop. And it's going to be display inline. After line 121, I'm going to hit enter. It is common to use media queries for responsive web pages. The add media rule is used in media queries to apply different styles for different media types devices. I'm going to code a media query below my existing styles to select for typical tablet device viewport size. I'm going to begin with the at media rule and a maximum width of 64 ems. I'm going to add in my curly braces. The only keyword that is used in the at media rule causes older non-supporting browsers to ignore the media query. The keyword screen means apply styles to only those screens that are greater or smaller than a certain width. The maximum width is the width of the viewport in ems that is smaller than or equal to the value. It is re-evaluated when the screen is resized. I'm going to go ahead and add in the styles to configure my media query for tablets. I'm going to pause this video and add in the required styles for this code block. I've added in all the required styles for this media query, starting from my body and going all the way down to the footer. Notice next to each selector, I've included the Emmet shortcode to create this property. So I'll pause this for a moment so that you can look at all of the styles that I've added in for the tablet display media query. Before I review my work in a browser, I need to update my hero background image paths with the correct folder name. Instead of CH7 Pacific, it is CH8 Pacific. I'm going to save my work, File, Save, go back to my browser, refresh. I want to right-click anywhere in my web page. I want to inspect element. One of the advantages to using this type of a web developer tool is over here on the right hand side, notice I have this little icon and it's supposed to look like mobile devices. If I click on this, it gives me a display for a different type of viewport. So right now I can click on this and I can say I'd like to look at this in an iPhone 6, 7, and 8. I'd like to look at it in an iPad. I can also change the orientation of this so I can rotate the viewport. So that would be a horizontal tablet display. I can also go in here and you can edit the list and you can add in other devices as well, and you can create your own custom. You can also type in your own custom sizes here. So this is a great way to also test your website. It's not as ideal as testing it actually on the device. So uploading your work and then testing it on a device, but at least this is an emulator that you can use that has the device sizes for you to be able to look at. All right, back to brackets. After this media query, I want to make sure that I go after this last closing curly brace for our media query. I'm going to add in another @media rule. So this media rule is going to have a maximum width of 37.5 ems, and this is going to be for the typical smartphone device viewport size. I'm going to pause this video and add in the required styles within my media query. These are all the necessary styles that will be required to select for a typical smartphone device viewport size. So pause this video and review my Emmet shortcuts that are notated beside each element selector property. Let's save our work and use the CSS validator to check our syntax. So I'm going to go to File, Save. I'm going to go out to my browser. I already have the CSS validator website open. I'm going to go by File Upload. I'm going to browse. It's going to be in my CIS 152 folder, Chapter 8, Chapter 8 Pacific. I'm going to select Open. Check. So on line 113, I have an error. And on line 4, I have an error, have a parser error, something to do with a comma. Let's go look at line 113 in my file. So 113, yes, I have a negative 1000. That's supposed to be 100%. And then at the top, yep, have an extra comma at the end of article. So there should be no comma there. I'm going to save this, Control S for save. I'm going to go back out to my browser and I'm just going to refresh. I'm going to resend. And this time there are no errors in my Pacific CSS. This is why you'll want to use the validator to test your work and correct it. Back to brackets. So I'm going to open my index.html file and I'm going to configure a viewport meta tag in the head section that configures the width to the device width and sets the initial scale to 1.0. So as you may have suspected, there is an Emmet shortcut for this tag. It is meta:\vp. So let's go back to brackets and I'm going to go after my meta char set and I'm going to just select enter, meta:\vp tab. The viewport meta tag code adds more attributes than we need for our files. You will code the viewport meta tag with HTML name, viewport, and content attributes. The value of the HTML content attribute can be one or more directives, also referred to as properties by Apple, such as the device width directive and directives that control zoom and scale. Table 8.2 lists viewport meta tag directives and their values. You can also add in a comment if you would like to remember what this shortcut was and just highlight it and Control // and that way you'll remember that if you need to type that in on another page. And I'm just going to take user scalable no out. So I'm just going to keep this simple and have it like what is required in the book. I'm going to find the phone number. It's on line 42. The home page displays a phone number in the contact information area. Wouldn't it be handy if a person using a smartphone can click on the phone number to call the resort? You can make that happen by using a tell in the hyperlink. Configure a hyperlink assigned to an ID named mobile that contains the phone number as shown below. So I'm going to type in a pound mobile, and I'm just going to put this in curly braces and see what happens, and I'm just going to select tab. I'm going to just highlight this, Control C, and I'm going to put this between the href and I'm going to type in TEL. So I have my ID mobile, my href with the telephone and the phone number. I am just going to go ahead and move this mobile to the front because it is something that when we're looking for IDs in classes is generally right after the opening tag. So that we don't confuse our visitors to the site using a desktop browser, we're going to code another phone number directly after the hyperlink using a span element assigned to an ID named desktop around the phone number as shown here. So I'm just going to type in span, the # desktop, and I'm going to put curly braces, and I'm just going to copy this phone number so I don't have to retype it. And I'm going to select tab. So I have my span ID desktop, my phone number, and my closing span, and my closing paragraph tag. I'm going to save my index.html file, and let's go back to my browser, and let's just refresh. And here's my phone number that would display on a desktop screen. Notice I don't have a hyperlink in here, so it's not displaying because we have a media query for the mobile ID that only displays when the mobile media query is displayed. So now I have a hyperlink on my mobile device. If I was to click this, it would go ahead and dial this phone number. Now, before I go any further, I'd like to validate this file as well. So I'm going to go to HTML Validator. And I'm going to validate my file upload. I'm going to browse CIS 152, Chapter 8, index, check. I don't have any errors or warnings to show. I'm going to go back to brackets, and I'm just going to highlight lines 5 and 6. So I'm going to copy, Control C. I'm going to open up my Yurts HTML file. And after line 4, I'm just going to select Enter and Control V, which is paste. I'm going to save this file. And I'm going to do the same thing for the activities file. I'm going to open that up. And after the meta tag on line 4, I'm just going to paste and save that file. And if I go ahead and refresh, click on my Yurts page, scale this, you can see that my navigation is working nicely. I'll go to my activities page. It's scaling nicely as well. When I get a little bit smaller, my menu is now vertical instead of in a horizontal layout like this. For additional information on using the CSS App Media Rule, visit the w3schools.com website. You can also view the page on HTML responsive web design. This gives you a very good overview of what is responsive web design. This video tutorial completes the Pacific Trails Resort website utilizing media queries to configure display for mobile devices. Please make sure you test your work in a browser and validate it before you upload your folders and files to your web hosting company. Thank you.